everyone and welcome back to my channel. Apparently I've been using the wrong side of the mirror for this past few videos, so my head looks huge. Grab your coffees, teas, snacks, whatever you want, because today is probably going to be a pretty long video. I've been working on a reduction print for the past few weeks. That's why this video is about, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks apart from the last one. It takes a very long time to print reduction prints because you need to wait for the last color to dry a bit, and you need to plan quite a bit beforehand. We are still experiencing things because of the current world situation. If you don't know what I mean, you're probably a few years in the future, and yeah, this is the end of 2020, in case you didn't know. So yeah, I've been feeling like opening the windows is such an important thing that I just wanted to make a print about it. First things first, when you do a reduction print, you need to plan out what colors will go where and what colors you need to print first in order to make the print correctly. So, for instance, if I were to print black first, this wouldn't work very well, because that would mean that the colors I put on top would have to be super opaque and they would not print very well on top of black, unless I was using a different ink, and the ink I have just works like this. First I needed to make the drawing and make sure this was the way I wanted to do it, so I spent quite a few weeks thinking about it. And if you check the date on the footage, the first few bits I have are from, I don't know, weeks or months ago already. I think they are like from September, and this is November now. And yeah, I've been cooking this idea in my mind until I got to where I wanted to. After that, I had to plan how I wanted to divide the orange part and the green part, because I knew I wanted the plants to be actually green, or at least very close to being green, because sometimes the orange mixes in and it gets a bit odd and weird. I was thinking about it and I thought it would be really cool to have an orange sofa behind the cat, because orange is my favorite color and it's so nice. So yeah, I added orange. But what I ended up doing was separating the colors in the printing process and not in the carving process, to make this a little bit easier for myself. I really enjoy the window with the cat, and I'm torn between these two. I may do a few more sketches before deciding, but I know I want the cat one with some plants here. But what I'm going to do is, since I know the cat window fits in the linoleum, I want to do side-by-side windows because they fit better in this linoleum piece and I think they make more sense. I'm going to transfer the cat into transfer paper so I can work from there. So with this you have the outline of the top edge, so not, instead of having the outline of like this part, we have the outline of this part. I think I want the cat on the left, which means it will print like this. Yeah, I think I want the cat on the left because you shouldn't have something pointing outside of the frame, so I don't really want the cat to be looking away from the center of the image. Let me check on the rice, because I have rice on the stovetop. Oh. next step is trace all of this with one of those pens that write in plastic, like a Sharpie or something. And then we can start carving. Let's carve! Yeah! Oh! Today I'm going to be using my usual tools. This is, I can't read this name, but it's cherries in German. Yeah, and it's like my best gouge. And then I'm going to use the Sakura woodworking gouges, I think. I like them. I sharpened all of these before starting. Please always keep your tools sharp because it's way safer and you have way more control. I went on a rant about it last time, I think, so yeah, check that video out. Starting things off with not following the lines. Yeah, it was really like tilted. So yeah, I'm going to do the same on this side, trying to compensate a little. I realize, oh, this is all a lie. Oh. Making this print has been quite a therapeutic process for me, and I know I say this every single time I make a printmaking video, but please keep your tools sharp because sharp tools are safer than dull tools because you use less force and you have more control. And I know I keep saying this, but I will keep saying this every time I make a printmaking video because it is very important and it is workshop safety. You know what I mean? Very important. I will let you hear a little bit of the carving process because I really enjoy the sounds of linoleum and they are so nice. I don't know, it feels really good to carve, so it feels really good to listen to the sounds of carving. You know what I mean? It's just really cool. I don't know, I just like it. So I think I finished carving for the first layer. I have some alcohol with me, regular rubbing alcohol. Oh, there we go. I'm going to just use a tissue paper and I'm going to try and not soak this too much because I want to print right now and I don't want to have to wait before printing because I've been waiting to print this for like 2 days. One of them I couldn't even start carving, so yeah. I still want to print today, okay? My room is a mess and I still want to print. So, here's what we're gonna do. I've decided what colors I want. I'm going to flip flip the glass around so I have somewhere where to spread the ink. And we're gonna print green and orange instead of pink and green, and I'm only going to use that pink or that dusty pink for some postcards instead of using it for the actual print. And I'm going to use this one. Now this brayer is not in great condition, but it's gonna do. As you can see, the orange is like amazing consistency, perfect sound. Now the green, I'm not exactly sure, but I don't think it is in great condition. It's okay, it's okay. Now what I'm going to do is put green on the underside and orange on the top. And with a brush, I'm going to color this area green as well, because I still want this plant to be green. I'm going to do 2.5 centimeters of green and the rest will be orange. This is going to have black lines later, so that's why I'm doing the gradient. I think it will look nice. Okay, I think it looks good. Now I need a tiny brush. I'm gonna grab the green, just a tiny bit of alcohol, okay? I'm going to clean this up a little. I don't mind it having a bit of the gradient, but I want to have quite a bit of green here, so it stands out as not being just lino cut print gradient, because a gradient is actually really easy to do, as you just saw me do. So I could do this with a mask. It would be harder to do. And I could do this in like 3 colors, 3 printing sessions, or 3 layers, or whatever, but I don't feel like doing that. So this is how it's going to be. So let's see how it turns out. Ooh, right now, not only this is exactly what I want, but I think it will look really cool with a black outline afterwards. I really like the cat, and I'm really proud that it actually looks like a cat, even though I'm not great at drawing cats. I'm going to catch up with you tomorrow because I want to just relax and have like a printing party by myself, put on some music. Hello, good morning. Last night I stayed up until almost 2 a.m. printing. I managed to print, I think, 12. I still have a few sheets of paper to print on, and I have just a bit of green ink left. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to make it, but yeah, I can always mix more green, you know? Unless you buy more than one, you're only going to see yours. So it's okay if the green is not exactly the same. Today I also want to print some of my new business cards because I ordered some and I still want to print the back side with my logo because yeah, why not? Yeah. Oh, also I had to dampen the paper just like I did for Plant Mom, the print, because the paper was way too dry and it was not printing properly. So yeah, I did that last night. And this morning I've already dampened the rest of the paper so we can keep printing, because I want to print this. It feels really nice to print. It's not great to print in my room because the table is a little bit low and my back is hurting, but I still want to print, so yeah, I'm going to print anyway. So I have printed all the paper I had, and I printed 2 postcards. Now Postcards is a little bit odd because I really like them, but at the same time I think they are going to get ruined in the post. So I always get a bit, should I do them, should I not? So yeah, but I really want to try and print with this color. If it doesn't work, I'll just use it to print on the business cards, because I really want business cards with this color, since this is the background color of my Gumroad page. So yeah, I think it's fitting. So I cleaned this the best I could without washing it, because otherwise this would get way too wet to try and print with. So yeah, let's try it out. I have different brayers now because I don't think the gradient will work as well. And I was getting really annoyed with the other brayer. So yeah, no gradient now. I'm pretty happy with this. I need to do something about this corner because it didn't get well printed on the other postcard either, but I think I really like this. Okay, so I'm going to keep printing and I'll give you an update later. Yeah, just gonna keep listening to one of the tier lists that Critical made recently, so yeah, let's go. Okay, so I finished printing what I wanted to print. And yeah, sorry for the weird angle, but I don't really feel like changing the camera because I really wanted to print on the back of my business cards. I finished printing what I wanted in terms of the... This was my first time printing business cards, like, without making them myself. Good morning. If I sound congested, it's because I am, and I don't know why. And I feel like I have something in my eye, and I don't know what it is. So, if I sound uncomfortable, yes, I am uncomfortable right now. Last night I forgot to catch up with you, but basically I cleaned the glass, I cleaned the spatulas, I cleaned the brayers and the linoleum, and I printed, I think, 100 cards. That's a lot of cards to print in a row. So yeah, I'm very tired today because I think I pushed myself a little bit too much last night, printing cards. One thing I didn't forget to do, dusting my brayers with baby powder. I learned recently that you should powder your brayers before storing to keep the rubber from cracking over time, I think. I think that's why. Or from becoming sticky, I'm not sure. I'm so tired that I think I'm going to take the rest of the day off of this, because today I still have to go to work. Even though I keep calling it the black layer, it's not black. It's a very dark green mixed from the remainings of the green from the plants with a bit of black and Prussian blue, I think. Even in person you can almost mistake it for black, but in some areas it lets the green and the orange shine through a little bit better because it is a bit transparent. So I've been rambling on about colors even though we are in the carving section of the video, but you know I love colors. But I decided to make this a little bit like, a gradient layer and then a dark layer to make the lines pop out. I'm really happy with the way this turned out, by the way. I'm just very sad that I only have a couple prints. I haven't counted them yet, but I will say that I think I only have maximum of 4 good prints. And that's very sad. I usually print like 10 or 20 prints of something. And yeah, having only 4 prints is a bit sad for me because it's a reduction print. I can never print this again unless I carve this all over again from a new block. So that's a bit sad. Although I did do something that not I don't know if everyone does, but I really wanted to be able to use this image again. So when I carved the dark color part, I just made the lines thinner and I made them so that they make sense even without the color. So I can actually print this by itself or create a block with the colors. So I can technically do this again, but not exactly the same. I don't know if this made any sense. Oh. I also printed a few postcards with just one window or the other, but I only got, I think, one of them with the lines on the right part. All the others um, are very poorly printed. Let's just say it like that. It didn't go very well, and I guess I just had high expectations for this. I really wanted most of them to match up, but I only got a few. So yeah, I have a lot of misprints this time. But it's okay. It happens. It's part of the process. I was using leftover paper from other prints, so it should be fine, even though obviously I hate wasting paper. It's just sad anyway, okay? But yeah, I did have a lot of fun doing this, even though I don't get many good prints out of this. Even though it didn't go very, very well, it felt really nice to actually print something at home, which I haven't done in a while. At the workshop, I only do the metal prints, and it feels really nice to do not easier, not simpler, but I mean, yes, these techniques with the linoleum are way easier to do at home, but they are not necessarily like easier techniques to manage. They are easier to learn and safer to do at home because the zinc plate etching is very, let's just say, we use very toxic materials, and even though it feels really awful to say that the acid we use to etch the plates is very dangerous to pets. But yeah, it felt really nice to do this print, and I'm actually really happy with the result. And I highly recommend that if you have a way to get the cheaper tools and decent paper and decent inks, a tiny brayer, just give it a try. Try some linoleum printmaking. It's just really fun to do. And this print will be available on my store, which is on Gumroad. So gumroad.com/fish and prints. I will leave a link down below and a link in the corner here for, yeah, this print. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe and leave comments down below. Everything that basically every YouTuber tells you to do. Yeah, don't forget to do that here as well. Because it does really help out. And if you have anything to ask me, or any questions about printmaking, don't forget to leave them in the comments below. I always read them, even if sometimes I can't answer right away. I do read them and I will try and either reply or use them as a way to do another video. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you next week, but I can't promise. So yeah, bye! Oh, my dog was sleeping next to me this whole time.